Dr. Mark Jangizi here with your Science Moment. What started off as a claim for Israel doing genocide against Palestinians, which started on October 7th, right? It was the massacre itself that led to sudden outbursts of Israel is genocidal. And this happened by the end of day 10/7. It didn't wait until Israel actually started to respond. The claims of genocide happened before that. It happened by the end of day 10/7. Now, this is the same kind of dynamic. And let me talk. So it started off as claims of, hey, Israel is genocidal. And this happened right away. And then it's transforming over time to being not just a signal of membership in the anti-Israel group. So it starts off as a signal saying, I'm part of the anti-Israel group. Israel's genocidal, 75 years of genocide, blah, blah, blah. And then what happens next is justification. The community, the anti-Israel community, will then over time evolve sophisticated post hoc justifications for why, in fact, it's totally true that this counts as genocide. Whatever Israel does, no matter how much they aim to minimize civilian casualties, and more than any military historically, Israel in fact does that. But no matter what, sophisticated justifications will come to back these membership signals of, hey, Israel is genocidal. They'll then back it with sophisticated justifications in papers and in publications. Where have we seen this before? Now, as I've talked about hundreds of videos ago, we saw the same thing with COVID. The same dynamic. And I talked you through it through even Lululemon and different kinds of like fashion and within different kinds of cities, and how what starts off as a membership signal, certain groups wear it as a membership signal, over time narratives evolve within the community why it's not just a membership signal for the stuff that we wear, but itself is good. It's good for us to wear that. It's actually true, and it's helpful, and it helps us breathe, or whatever it might be. We've talked about these things before. And we saw this with face masks. Face masks in March and April of 2020, they were not advised to be worn, right? There was no reason to wear them, and everybody said don't wear them. But by around April, people who were truly zero COVID, on that kind of part of that cult, you might see some people wearing them. And certainly the people that weren't part of the zero cult, that weren't part of the zero COVID cult, they're not going to wear them. So they served as reliable membership signals. I'm part of the zero COVID cult if I'm wearing one, because no one else is going to wear them. It's a weird thing to do otherwise, right? But pretty soon, by May and June of 2020, it wasn't just a membership signal. Suddenly what was completely, you don't need to wear these, they don't work. By around June or May of 2020, justification started to pour in. These aren't just memberships signals. Wearing a mask actually works. Wearing a mask is virtuous. Wearing a mask shows that I care about you, that I care about the community, that I'm a righteous and good person. And people who don't wear masks are anti-maskers, and they're unclean and sick, and on about the discrimination, prejudice against those who wouldn't wear masks, right? What starts off as membership signals by righteous communities then becomes justified post hoc. After the fact, justifications bubble up. The best ideas for justifications get permeated more quickly through the communities. Like, that's a really good argument. And bad arguments dwindle away. And the people who had the really good arguments, they rise in reputation because they're better at coming up with good arguments. These are the dynamics of social narratives within righteous communities. And what we're seeing with this, hey, Israel is genocidal, at the end of the day of having a minor genocide enacted against it by Hamas, Israel is genocidal was a reliable indicator that you were in the membership, as you were part of the anti-Israel community. And already now there are articles and sophisticated people making the argument that everything that Israel is doing since then and its response amounts to genocide. It is absurd on its face. It is absurd. Every aspect of it is absurd on its face, just like masks. That masks could work and that we should mandate masks. Absurd on its face. But the way these things work is that sophisticated, post hoc, bullcrap justifications bubble up, right? And this is what we will see more and more. Right? This is how these things work. You have to be able to identify them while they're happening. Otherwise you're going to be just part of the community that starts to believe them or contribute to the bullshit, right? Don't contribute to the bullshit. Realize what's happening while it's happening so that you can be able to identify the mass hysteria and the consequences and the signs all around you. That was your Science Moment.